Greetings and salutations, viewers. We're the Land Stars. We're hanging out with Mark Hamill here on this episode of Gabriel Knight.
Mark Hamill, and I'm cool.
But he's not Bruce Campbell, who likes his Morningwood.
I need to find that clip and share it in the server.
I'm assuming we just get out of here since we didn't really get much out of that.
I think we can. Let me double check to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, see ya, Mosely.
The suit.
I don't want to open the suit.
Later, Knight.
Night.
Night.
Well, that led us... not much.
I think it's time for us to learn.
Oh boy! Are we going to learn that 2 + 2 equals George Washington?
We're going to learn that 2 + 2 equals 4!
Alright. I'm assuming it's in the New Orleans map. Yep, there it is, the Tulane University. As opposed to the Toulouse-Lautrec University.
It looks like the lecture is just starting. Gabriel decides to record the session.
Voodoon is the tribal religion of Africa, but the name Voodoon is actually a banner heading under which resides an entire body of distinct tribal belief systems.
This sounds like the voice of every lecture you ever watch in college.
As voodoo is actually an amalgamation of African religious systems, Voodoon, and European religions, primarily Catholicism. All of the subcults of African Voodoon have certain things in common. The most important is the worship of a pantheon of spirits instead of the single deity that the Christian and Muslim systems have. Some of these spirits are elementals. Some relate to specific tasks or places. Some represent important tribal leaders who have died. This spirit worship is what makes Voodoon so easily...
The way he moves his arms, it almost kind of looks like he's trying to pull himself along on an invisible string.
Say, for example,
Invisible bike.
the height of tribal Africa.
Turns out when he's not doing lectures, he's a mime in his off time.
Oh my god, he's the mime who helped us earlier.
Shit.
Would be adopted readily into the conquered tribe's Loa pantheon. In this way, many of the Voodoon cults spread and mingled throughout tribal Africa, enriching the belief system and causing innumerable offshoots. The basis for the Voodoon religion seems to be as old as man himself. It has much in common with many early pagan practices: animal totems, sympathetic magic, elemental spirits in the trees, the heavens, the bodies of the sick.
Ham.
Africa is believed by many to be the cradle of the human race. Some of the Voodoon Loa may be as old as the Garden of Eden itself. We still can't explain some of the real power of these primal religions. And note, I said primal, not primitive. There are African Bokors who baffle our scientists with their supernatural powers. Now, let's discuss the elements of Voodoon.
Fascinating guy.
In Voodoon, the spirits are called the Loa. During a Voodoon ceremony, celebrants are possessed by the Loa. And this is called being ridden. The human is seen as a horse, and the Loa as the divine horseman. A person being ridden by a Loa takes on the characteristics of that spirit and becomes, in effect, merely a vessel for the more powerful entity.
Oh my!
Some of the older original Africa Loa include Dambala, the great serpent god; Ezruli, the mistress of love;
Writing something down for myself later.
Papa Nebo, or Gede, the lord of death; Agwe, the spirit of water; Legba, spirit of the crossroads; and the cruelest and most dangerous, Ogun Badagri, the Lord of Destruction.
No, it's Baal's the Lord of Destruction, and then his brothers are Mephisto and Diablo.
Specific Loa can have as much or more power as the more widely worshipped Loa. For instance, a particular tribe might revere highly the Loa of an ancestor who was a legendary hunter or politician.
We worship Bob Saget.
Voodoo temples are called Houndfors. Their priests, Hungan or Bokors. Their priestesses, Mama Loa. In a Voodoo Houndfor, there's a ritual circle marked by a center pole called a Poto Mitan. The ritual circle is prepared with a veve, a pattern of symbols. Each tribe's veve is slightly different, consisting of complex symbols that identify their
I was gonna say, that looks
special role.
eerily like the thing we got from the artist.
During ritual conclaves, initiates dance under the supervision of a Bokor and a Mama Loa, or head priestess. The use of totems or animal masks
Haha, you
and
got a
markings
shield for
was
a
not
head.
uncommon in the original African ceremonies. Now, though, all but the oldest sects have abandoned this practice. Ritual objects used during the conclaves include the ritual gourd or caisson,
That's a baby's rattle.
the ritual knife or kubasa.
That knife gives me the chills.
Seen something like that before.
The ritual whip, or fouet cache,
The Balnut?
We've heard that phrase before.
and the ritual coffin, or seke madule. These items are often optional.
Does it
called for
happen
by
to
the
have an annoying
Mama Loa
salesman
for
locked in
specific
it?
Magical rituals.
Hello, I'm Stan. I'm here to sell you life insurance.
Most powerful figure in any Voodoo sect. Voodoo is a truly matriarchal system. Even the Bokor knows his power is limited. The Mama Loa is the supreme woman. She, butterflies,
Was she doing the butterflies and fireflies? Well, that happened.
Firelight. No, that is... Gabriel? What? I can't see. Gabriel, get in. Can't.
Self to the lawn
Small for
clippings.
me. You must get in, Gabriel.
What?
It's not mine. Too small. Hide, Gabriel. Hide.
No, no, let me out. Help.
Voice acting.
The lecture is over.
Oh my God. Sorry.
We should follow that guy back to his office.
Yeah, after we just had a dream of
Are you a student?
No.
coffins.
My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Well, you have walked into my private office, Mr. Knight. I hope you have something worthwhile to do here. If you figure it out, let me know.
Okay.
I want to talk to this guy first.
Oh, okay. Because otherwise I was just going to show him my circle.
Mind if I pick your brain?
Not if it will get you out of my office.
He looks like Alec Baldwin in the Beetlejuice movie.
A little bit, yeah. But there's a specific thing we can ask him about that will grab his attention.
Do you have any idea what Cabri Sans Corps means?
Cabri Sans Corps. Yes, I do. It's a Haitian term, I believe. It's French, and literally translates as goat without horns.
As in a female goat?
No, as in a human sacrifice. Sacrifices in Voodoo are usually of the animal variety. Chickens, wolves, goats. If the gods demand a goat without horns, it means a human being.
Oh, goody.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
As I said in my lecture, which I assume you actually listened to, is that animal
bits and
masks,
pieces.
totems, are used extensively in most...
We do have his lecture recorded, so we can listen to parts we missed.
Okay.
Tell me about Veves.
If you'd taken notes during my lecture, you wouldn't have to ask.
Ah.
We can ask him about human sacrifice as
Tell me
well.
more about human sacrifice.
It's very rare. Most Voodoo practices do not include human sacrifice as a matter of record, but it is theoretically possible if that's the gods demand. For example, one of the chants I had translated for me from a Haitian ritual went like this. Mistress Azuli, come and aid us. If a cock is demanded, we will give it. If a bull will suffice,
I was just thinking that.
But if a goat without horns is required for sacrifice, oh, where will we find one? Azuli is the gentlest of Loa, so they call on her for mercy. But I have seen grown and powerful Hungan tremble before a possession by one of the more violent Loa, such as Papa Nebo. Clearly, they are afraid that something of the sort will be ordered, or that the Loa will simply take it for themselves.
Aha.
Alright, we can ask him other things, but there's a thing in our inventory that's gonna get him really interested and not hate us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier. Hey, wanna see my... Veve?
Can you tell me anything about this pattern?
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Mind if I copy this?
Be my guest.
Great. I'll be right back.
You'd think he'd have a copy machine in his office.
Here you go.
It's the 90s.
You must tell me all about its origin.
Actually, I was hoping you'd tell me. Can you figure out anything about it from the symbols?
Well, some. That's why I wanted a copy. I want to research the design myself. Each of the symbols in the Veve represents something, a Loa, a place. Where did you get this?
Have you heard of the voodoo murders?
No, you're kidding. Really? Then the voodoo is authentic. The newspapers are wrong. Boy, are they wrong.
You think this Veve is authentic, then?
Authentic? Mr. Knight, that's like asking if the Mona Lisa is a painting. Tell you what.
I thought it was
I'll look into these
macaroni
myself
art.
And see what I can learn about the stuff that made this.
The best macaroni art joke I've ever heard was in Ed, Edd n Eddy.
With the police, aren't you?
Absolutely. But I'm, undercover. You can contact me at the St. George's bookshop in the quarter.
All right. Now, I'd like to get started on this if you don't mind.
Sure, no problem. I'll leave you to it, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Good day, Mr. Knight.
Get out of my office. Well, that was very educational.
Education.
So much education. I feel smarter already.
I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. So, we've
Please select a destiny.
We've learned some things. We've committed some crimes. I feel like we need to commit more crimes, though.
Ooh, you're right.
Let's go to Madame Casabaga.
We'll go to the dog lady.
The dog lady.
Gabriel cannot see anything to do on that part of the residence.
Okay.
Gabriel, that it would be better to be in the front. It would be better.
I think there's a knocker in the center there.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
The knocker is firmly attached to the front door.
Okay, fine. You want to be picky.
The knocker.
Picky.
Yes. Who is it?
Hi, I'm doing an article on voodoo, and I heard that you...
I am a good Catholic young man. Take your evil influence elsewhere.
But I just have a few questions.
I can feel the evil eye. Go away.
Welp. Only one thing left to do.
Really, there are two things we have to do.
But this is private.
You're doing it in front of an old lady's house. I don't think anyone's gonna notice. Also, because I have a feeling she's gonna be Miss Picky. Let's style that hair up
The
a bit.
things I do for my art.
God, you look like somebody I want to punch.
He already did.
But even more so now.
Wait till you see his
Who is it?
portrait.
It's Father McLaughlin to see you.
Father McLaughlin, you say?
Of course he's
You
Irish.
must be
Of
new to the
course.
parish. I'm
So we have Tim Curry
Thank you,
attempting
my
to do a fake Irish accent in a Louisiana accent. Is your brain bleeding yet?
What can
I think
do
him
for you?
trying to be Ricky from I Love Lucy was worse.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions, my child?
Of course not, mon père.
I want to punch him so much.
Nice forehead.
Also, she looks like the old lady from A Fish Called Wanda.
I have never seen that.
We will have to fix that. Also, oh, she also kind of looks like one of Bialystok's women.
A little bit.
Hold me, touch me.
And Raven is going, nope, exit.
Alright, so I'm guessing ask about herself then?
Let's see here. Ask her about Caprice. Well, ask her about a bunch of things.
Oh, goody. Okay, let's talk.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? I am Creole. My family has been in New Orleans for over 200 years.
Wait.
Real New Orleanians are French.
Is she
you see.
the voice
These days,
actor
the city
for
is
the Oracle
overrun
at
with
King's
people
Quest
with No
VI?
heritage at all. No offense.
She might be.
She sounds eerily
But
like
the
her.
French, naturellement, will always be the true blood of New Orleans.
Okay, you're a racist, got it.
Yay.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
The only true New Orleanians are of French origin, you know. My family were among the original settlers of New Orleans. They came here from France. The Creole society used to be so gay in New Orleans. It barely hangs on by its fingernails.
I'm mature.
Do you have any idea what Cabri sans corps means?
Mais oui, I know. I bet you do not, father, n'est-ce pas?
Of course I do.
It means goat without horns.
Ah, father, you surprise me. You do know what it means. You know what they mean by goat without horns, don't you? A human being. That's right. Slit your throat, cut out your heart. Pure evil murder.
Well, okay.
We can ask her about human sacrifice.
Oh
Do you
boy!
know anything about human sacrifice here in New Orleans?
Well, my great-grandmother could tell stories. She saw it. People say that sort of thing wasn't done in
I think she'd be
Orleans,
questioning a
but
priest
the
asking
real
her this
voodoo
stuff.
queens did it.
You would think.
Yes.
But you see, she's like both a good Catholic and a practitioner of voodoo, because those are not mutually exclusive, as the professor kind of said.
Mm.
Who were the real voodoo queens?
Well, my great-grandmother told me that Lavaux was just a front, a flamboyant decoy.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Distracted authorities from the real voodoo queen of New Orleans. It's been the same one for almost 200 years. She's head of a secret voodoo enfant. That's what they call their temples, you know. It's so secret, most of the voodoo people in the city don't even know about it. The real voodoo queen controlled Lavaux, gave her a little bit of power, and used her like a puppet.
I see.
Tell me more about this secret voodoo hound four.
Well, I've never seen it. I wouldn't go near it if you paid me. but it's here in Orleans, I guarantee it.
That drummer we saw earlier.
That's why they're so ill.
Oh god.
Tell you, those drums. But we shouldn't talk about it. They'll hear us. It's the devil's work that happens there. I can tell you. I'll show you something. Something secret. You mustn't tell anyone, Father.
I swear on my collar.
Here it is, mon père. A true object of evil if there ever was one.
The dog?
It radiates something, all right.
It belonged to my great-grandmother. She told my mother that...
You don't say.
Oh, I swear I did not
Tell you
push
the
button.
truth, I always felt nervous about having it in the house. You know, evil influence and all.
Oh, I can see how you would, yes.
And yet, I could never part with it. It's been in the family for generations. Would you bless it for me, Father? I feel strange asking such a thing of you, but surely you understand.
Bless this bracelet of a snake, even though its vibes aren't great. Let it do nobody harm when they wear it on their arm. Voodoo spirits, go away. Don't come back another day. And now, let us pray.
Da 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 da. I think this is the clay. And now, as
Gabriel has a thought about the clay.
we
Bless,
shall
oh,
squish
bless
it this
this circlet
snake
of
this
silver.
day.
Take the curse, oh take it, Wilbur.
A
And Charlotte.
lovely blessing, mon père.
Yes, I think it made a lasting impression. Here you go.
That's some bracelet.
I feel so much better now.
Also, you're not very good of a religious person if you could tell that, oh, that was not an actual prayer.
Performed communion. Granted, not Catholic, but
Mm. And you did officiate a wedding.
I did as a wizard.
Sexy wizard.
Hey, actually, a new coworker was asking me about that picture on Facebook. They're like, What is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that was when I was officiating a wedding as a wizard." That's awesome.
Yep. I'm assuming we're done with the old lady.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, madame, I must be going.
Of course, Father. I know how busy you must be tending your...
Yes, I must head off to the sheep dimension.
I'm not going back on the street looking like this.
I'll just change in front of this old lady's house. Well, we just did crimes unto both law and God.
Sounds about right.
Yep. We'll have to see what other crimes we commit in the next episode. But until then, I lay me down to sleep, a bag of peanuts at my feet.
Now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I hope I go to the clam bake.
And get all the lobster.
Wait, I think I can do it better.
Go for
Now I
it.
lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die here in my socks, you face the brother's paradox. There we go. I feel proud of myself.
Bless us, Father, for we have sinned. we poked a badger with a spoon.
Yep.